Welcome, everyone. Thank you for watching this recording today for the full moon healing experience. And I just want to say thank you for carving out the time in your crazy busy schedule so that you are able to prepare for this very powerful full moon that is happening in the astrological sign of Aquarius. So, without further ado, let's get started. I'm going to share my screen and let's go. Alrighty, so this is the monthly full moon healing circle that is offered to my VIP clients only inside of Inner Lights Academy. Also, I'm going to shrink myself here for the recording because this is for you and not necessarily for me. And I am your host, Tamron, a women's wellness astrologer. And this is my agenda pretty much. This really is the format of every one of these experiences every single month. So I've just created this as an actual teacher myself so that I keep all of you on track and we stay focused so you can prepare for this full moon ahead. So again, my name is Tamron. If you're fairly new to the community, I just want to remind you that I am a women's wellness astrologer, and I am so passionate about teaching women how to use astrology as a template to really stay emotionally resilient, regain your physical vitality, and evolve spiritually. Because let's face it, when you're going through a challenging time, and maybe you're experiencing a lot of emotions that's coming up on a full moon, this is where you're going to get the tools so that you can thrive through this experience, whether it's this month or coming back at another time during the full moon energy. Some very basic housekeeping suggestions is to grab a pure glass of water, a blue pen, a blank piece of paper. I'm going to encourage you to light a candle or incense. And I'm always going to recommend no alcohol or hallucinogenics during this time, especially when you're attending or listening to this. You want to really be able to connect with really what's coming up for you. So I will actually just put myself on the screen here for just a minute and share with you. Always got my water happening. It's one of my favorite glasses. Life is good. Is life is life half full, right? Always. It's always our perspective. Blue pen for healing and protection. Black is a negative. That's why we use blue. Now, for you guys, you might want to have a blank piece of paper, but I'm going to be reading from my own personal full moon release template, which as you become a client in my community, you will get your own version of this, a PDF format that you can print, download every month. But this is what I've been using for many years as I evolved and found what was working for me and my clients. And so why change it? Because it works. And always light incense or a candle. And I've had some incense going as well today because this really is very intense energy that's happening. And I'm going to share with you why. Okay, so again, I'm jumping off the screen. Let's go to the next slide. So, what is the full moon? Now, remember, a lot of you who join me here are not astrologers. So, I'm here to support people so that you don't have to spend years becoming an astrologer to really connect what's happening in the astrological sky and to use this to benefit, whether it's in your own personal life or even if you're running a business. Like, I'm always going to encourage you to pay attention to what's happening up there, because whatever's happening in the sky, it's being reflected in your life down here on the planet in some shape or form or another. So the full moon, what we learned in school, is when the sun and the moon are in exact opposite positions in the sky. And so this is when the sun reflects its energy off the moon. Okay. And so it is no joke that you could be more emotional, you could be sensitive to people or your surroundings, could be crying. Well, this is good, because what it means is that you're connected to the energy of the moon. You're most likely sensitive or really empathic. And so your body is really wanting to release what's coming up. So that's why I'm going to encourage you to slow down and really pay attention and follow the tools and the tricks that I'm offering you here at this experience. Okay. So, all right, the picture is not coming up on the screen for some crazy reason about what's happening in the astrological sky. So, we'll pass on that. I guess technology is not my friend today. But what I want to share with you is that, let's go back. Let's go back real quickly. We want to prepare you for Wednesday morning, 10:35 Eastern time. So depending on where you live, you'll have to make an adjustment. Okay. So the sun is in the sign of Leo and the moon is in the sign of Aquarius. Okay. So Aquarius is all about not fitting in. It's about, you might feel awkward. You might feel like, why am I so different? Well, you were born to be different. Okay, so this is really the theme of this full moon, which I'll be talking about. So, again, just a little quick story about myself, when these healing circles began, which really began on the full moon way back in 2015, when I had my own brick and mortar business. And at that time, I had opened a health and wellness center. It was called Tamarind Centers for Wellbeing. And it was where we prepared raw, uh, handmade organic ingredients only for raw foods, which were cleansing foods, fresh organic juices, smoothie bar, and a lot of desserts and some takeout salads. So everything was takeout. But also, I was really passionate, and my prior work began really wanting to support people for the emotional support when they were going through difficult times in their life. And so I was trying to merge both aspects of this business, but I really didn't have a business plan in place. I'm going to be honest. I was just winging it. I figured if I could do the food downstairs in this old store that I renovated, this is an actual picture of the downstairs area. And I was helping a lot of women, staff members, clients, people in the community that knew me go through the challenging times. But without having that business plan in place, I couldn't do it all. So literally, I've spent the last 10 years putting together a program and packages, getting more coaching and training, really learning how to share my story and to create something tangible where I can support people, where you just have to follow me, right? Just follow me along. So I kind of shut down the juice bar because I found that more women needed support. They needed the emotional support. And so I was wanting to sell the building and to figure out how to go online. And so that's what I've been doing for the past 10, 11 years, because here we are now in 2026. But the first women's gathering began when someone asked me if we could get together on the full moon. And so this is where I was tapping into teaching women how to remember to always focus on yourself, because we're always busy trying to change other people. And really, the magic and the alchemy is when we focus on herself, just like the famous book by Mel Robbins, The Let Them Theory, right? Can't control other people, but you can control what's happening with yourself. And this is what I'm going to be sharing with you tonight, my templates. And again, I have to share this testimonial because it all started with people that I knew, people in the community, my friends, and women gathering together. And so this is a testimonial from my bestie, who we still gather together during astrological events. We spend a lot of time together. And, she doesn't know anything at all about astrology. She's fascinated by it, but you know what? She just trusts me when I say, okay, it's time to do this or that. So she used to always come back and say every month, I don't know how this works, but every time I attend this event, whatever I write down always seems to happen. All righty. So, it happens for all of us. So, the first secret I want to share with everyone tonight is to always pay attention to your feelings, what's coming up for you, and embrace any emotions that are bubbling up, even as a collective. So, it could be happening in your dreams. Like, I've personally been having a lot of really powerful dreams lately. So, when I wake up and I'm still in the dream state, I kind of go back into it and I pay attention to what I was feeling. Was it something negative? Or was it empowering, right? And so if it is negative, or if there's any fears bubbling up, then that's what I'm going to focus on or write it down, because that's going to guide me and teach me as to what remedies I'm going to recommend. And I'll be sharing that with you tonight on what I've been using to transform whatever's been coming up for me lately. And I'll be sharing that on my template because I do write everything down. And so I also wanted to share, why do we come together? What is the benefit of all of us, whether you're watching this on the recording or joining live when we're having live events, so on and so forth during retreats? And it really is the definition of the Maharishi effect. And this is the true definition, where it's the phenomena in which large groups of people effectively spark positive change by focusing on a common goal. So, when meditating or praying together on a common outcome, you and others can collectively tap into the energy field of abundance and start eliminating the common blocks and the patterns we all have. So tonight, I want you to pay attention to what it is that you're feeling, because I bet a lot of the people around you, or if you listen to the news or if you listen to other people, there's a lot of fear and uncertainty coming up for a lot of people because of all the changes that are happening on the planet. So we can't get sucked into all of that. So these gatherings are geared to help you stay focused and strong. That's why I talk about the emotional resilience, and to use some techniques to keep moving forward. Okay, so just know that whatever you write down or whatever you follow and hear is going to collectively come together with the other people that are also watching this video. And so that's why whatever you write down is going to be magnified. And it's like the math equation E squared, even the book E squared, what you focus on expands. So really simply, I just want to put it this way. Whatever it is that you focus on, when someone else's energy is joining your energy, and you have one person, say it's just you, it's the energy of one person's prayers or what they're writing down. But when you add another person's energy, okay, it is not 1 + 1 = 2. It's 1 magnified by 10. It's squared. That's what E squared means. That's what the Maharishi effect is. So 1 squared by 10 has the power of 10 people. If you've got 2 together, you add another person's energy, it's 10 multiplied by 10, which equals 100. And then another person's energy, make it 4, is 100 times 10. That's the power and the energy of 1,000. So this is why people are coming together energetically on the planet. This is what the age of Aquarius represents, is about the people coming together to spark change. And you are a part of it. Okay? Just focus on yourself. The second secret I want to share with you is I'm going to share the following template to connect with your intuition, to connect with your subconscious, to see what's naturally coming up. And I want you to take some time out to really think about some of the questions that I'm going to ask you, because this is what I use every single month. And I'm going to encourage you to write it down. That's why I want you to use your blue pen, because something magical and alchemical happens when we use our hands. So it comes out of the subconscious. It gets into our logical mind, because the logical mind is actually ruled by our hands in astrology. So I don't want to get too deep in that, but it just adds another element. Okay, to what it is that you want to release and let go. And so I want you to take a couple of minutes right now, and I'm going to encourage you to fill in or write down, also take a picture if you don't actually have the PDF version of this yet, and to use these questions during this full moon energy. Okay, so I'm going to share what's been coming up for me. But and this is on my sheet. Like, I will just quickly share with you. This is what I've been writing down. So I'm going to share with you what I've been writing down and why, and what natural remedies I've also been using, so that you can implement some of the secrets that I'm sharing. Okay. So it's the full moon in Aquarius, and it's happening on Wednesday, the 29th of July. Okay, so we're at the end of the month. There's also some other things happening, which I will share as well with you. But whatever feelings have been coming up. So for me, I've been really focusing for the last couple of months of releasing the feelings of value about my time and how valuable my time is. And so I've really been actively working on all levels of my body, so that my valuable time is no longer worth less than a man, and also by the hour. This is what's been coming up with me for a lot, especially with the past Mercury retrograde in Cancer, okay, which is all about this wound, this mother wound that's been happening. We've had this sun conjunct Jupiter in the sign of Cancer. Now the sun is now in Leo on this full moon energy. So that's why we're shifting out of that old energy about this value of a woman's time and energy, because also Venus has been moving, and she's been helping us to release these old wounded stories from our previous ancestors, from the women that have walked the planet before us. And now we're seeing, even globally, how women are showing up in more places of power, right? Equally. Like, I've been watching Major League Baseball, watching the Blue Jays, and I'm seeing how more and more women are actually holding positions, even in Major League Baseball right now. So I just love it. I just love it. So we're seeing that live on television. Okay. I've also been releasing mental thinking patterns. It's like, what do I keep thinking about, right? So it's been coming up for me of releasing these thinking patterns of like old ways of earning money by the hour. Like, that's gone. Do we really have to work by the hour anymore? Or is our wisdom and our knowledge of high value right now? And are we being paid for the value of our wisdom? Okay. I've also been releasing the behavioral patterns of working more hours every week. In fact, I've been working less, taking more time off this summer from my own self-care and my own healing. And I'm getting more done because I'm more focused and I'm willing to say, okay, I can release that, or I can come up with better versions of how I'm doing something. And also, where am I showing up where I can now do something like make a recording and make a bigger impact rather than going around helping people one by one. Okay, so if that's been coming up for you, I'm going to encourage you to start thinking about that as well. And also, I've been really releasing these old limited beliefs about how I can earn money, because money is not a thing, it's a vibration, right? Money is an energy. Okay. So I've really been feeling that. So spending more time in self care has been helping me to raise my vibration, right? And that's what's getting put out there. Okay. So it doesn't matter how much money I earn by the hour, it's really nobody's business. It's about raising my vibration and holding that powerful energy and knowing that what I speak and the wisdom I put out there is making a global impact. So, making videos, even this video, I know is making an impact, whether I realize how it's going to show up or when it's going to show up. My intuition and my intuitive downloads have been just to make these videos and make them accessible, because that's how I can support more of you. Okay, so that is what I've been writing down. Also, I also keep track of what it is that I've been using. And now that we're in July here in Southern Ontario, where I believe lavender is in full bloom. So this is lavender season. So luckily for me, I spent some time with my bestie last weekend or 2 weekends ago when we went to the fresh lavender fields and we picked, oh, you can see it behind me, fresh lavender. And my whole little place has been just smelling of lavender. And so it's been keeping me calm because there's just so much anxiety and stuff happening on the planet. So I use lavender quite often. There's like over 200 uses of lavender. But remember, what's blooming around you is also what's best for your body. So, lavender essential oils helping you sleep, especially if your mind's been racing too much fear. Also, I've been using fennel, high grade fennel essential oil on my belly to keep my belly calm, right? And also, I've been using a combination of some other oils to help with my digestion, because I've really been focusing on more cleansing, right, since the last full moon, right? And just to keep it going very gently. The dandelions have been out for their second season, they've been blooming a little bit. And also, you'll see at the end, hopefully, the picture will come up, is mullein is in full bloom right now. So I've had the mullein tincture in the detox that I've been using, but it's also ready for picking. So the first year plants with the leaves is now a great time to harvest. So you've got it for a later time. So whether you're going to drink the tea or use it later, or to even use it after this full moon, or just to have it on hand. And if you're looking at the second year of the mullein flower, The little yellow flowers that are at the top, that's a plant that's in its second year because it dies after the second year. That's good for using anything to do to help with the ears and cleaning out ears. So you can do your own research online about that. Again, I'm not a holistic nutritionist, but I study this and I've researched it from my own personal use. So lots of mullein that I've been using recently. And again, I have been using the high grade essential oils, and I'll share with you the brand of my choice later. But for right now, I'm going to read to you the healing benefits of fennel and what it represents and why it's so important to use it right now during this full moon energy. And see if this resonates with you, if any of this has been coming up. So it's the oil of responsibility. And fennel supports the individual who has a weakened sense of self. And the individual may feel defeated by life's responsibilities, having little or no desire to improve their situation. And fennel reignites a passion for life. It encourages the soul to take full ownership and responsibility for its choices. And fennel teaches us that life is not too much or too big to handle. And fennel encourages individuals to live in integrity with themselves, despite the judgments of others. And when they've been paralyzed by fear or shame, this oil gets them moving again. And fennel reestablishes a strong connection to the body and the self when there has been weakness or separation. And fennel also supports an individual in listening to the subtle messages from the body, right? This is especially important in situations where there has been a loss of connection to the body's natural signals due to emotional eating, severe dieting, eating issues, or even drug abuse. And through attunement with the body's actual needs, fennel curbs cravings for experience that dull the senses. And this oil then supports the individual in hearing the body's signals of hunger, thirst, satiation, or exhaustion. And fennel is also supportive in regaining one's appetite for nourishment, food, and life itself. Okay, so again, we can get wiped out by the fear of what's happening around us, what we realize we have to face or deal with, what we need to release, what old story, right? This old storyline of maybe a family heritage or something from our past where we just got to go, okay, I can't stick my head in the sand anymore. Like, I got to make a decision here. So fennel, when you take just one drop and you rub it even on your belly, right? You'll find how empowered you feel afterwards. Very powerful. So, and even just to calm your stomach down, because the stomach is our second brain, right? So it connects to the mind. So you're going to sleep better if you've been using fennel. It's all I got to say. All right. I'm going to shrink myself and we're going to keep on going. So this third secret is to take a picture of your written notes and keep it in a safe place, such as on your phone or in some sort of a file for future reflection. And the reason why I'm going to encourage you to do that is because in 6 months' time, the sun and the moon are going to be in exact opposite positions. Okay, the sun's going to be in Aquarius and the moon's going to be in Leo. So it's going to be next year. And usually, whatever you write down and you focus on within the next 6 month window, it's going to be released. It's going to be gone, right? So as you connect with what's the energies of what's happening in the astrological sky, it's going to help you to keep moving forward and to keep evolving and to just stay emotionally resilient and strong. So I take a photo now and I keep it so I can look back and go, oh, yeah, that's what I was focused on. And look at that. Either I've cleared it or it's come to fruition. Okay. So do what's best for you. And also, here's just an example how I would take a photo. You can see me taking a photo of it actually on the left there on the full moon. And also, this is the time when I'm going to come on the screen and we are going to pull an oracle card using Colette Baron Reed's oracle deck. She's a fellow Canadian. I just love her messages. And so this message is for you and for the collective, anybody listening. Okay, so here's the deck here. I've already pre-shuffled, but we're going to shuffle again. If a card falls out, that's the card we're going to take. If not, I'll just stop in a second and we're going to take the first card off the top of the deck. All right, so last shuffle. Nothing's popped out. This is the one we're going to take, and it says Unfinished Symphony. Okay, so when the deck comes upside down, it is not negative. It's just a double deck and it's a protection message. So it's got a different way of just giving us a powerful message. Okay, and the number is 10. So 10 plus 1 is 0. This is all about new beginnings. And if you look at the card on its own, right? It's on an egg and it's got some wings. It's got some wings of Venus. I can see that because it deals with music. Venus is also ruled by our throat chakra, and it also rules money, right? So with unfinished business, okay, I just got to say, maybe this, I'm intuitive picking up that this whole month is what we're working through, okay? Because we're going through 5 different portals of this Lionsgate energy. Because as I'm going to share with you as well, even in August, we're still going through this big shift because we've got the Lionsgate energy happening in the month of August, which is also being triggered right now. We've got the nodes shifting into Leo and Aquarius. So there's going to be some big shifts happening. And Mercury has just come out of a retrograde cycle. So he's still been moving forward through the sign of Cancer. Okay. So to me, intuitively, I'm like, this is a whole month until we come up to the next full moon. So number 10, I'm going to share with you is the essential message, and then I'm going to give you the protection message of the card. So the essential meaning is unfinished business, an incomplete lesson, lack of closure, and the need to make amends. So the protection message is, when unfinished business casts a shadow over your life, it's a reminder that procrastination is a form of self-sabotage. It's not in your best interest to stall. Even stumbling forward is better than holding back. So don't overthink things or let yourself get distracted. Just tie up any loose ends and deliver the results. Don't quit before the finish line. Spirit wants you to win. And so I am feeling encouraged, even for myself and for all of you, is that this is just a powerful month for us to take it one step at a time, each of those 5 steps. So I'll be sharing that a little bit later as we move through the new moon and the full moon energies in August, but also just to keep moving forward. Just keep moving forward because there's a big shift happening internally with you and even globally on the planet. Okay, so let's keep moving forward. And so, what I want to encourage you to do is if you want more information about how these full moon and these new moon energies are really affecting you more personally, whereas it's not just a global message. This is where understanding your astrological birth chart can actually support you because you're going to be able to see more information about what you're here to do and what your soul has been asking you, what your spiritual lessons are. And so I've created a 3-month astrological wellness program where we go deeper into your astrological birth chart, because as a VIP client, you've already purchased your astrological wellness consultation. You've already got the PDF form. And this is also when you're going to actually have to know at some point more information about your actual birth time, if you can get it. If you don't actually know it, you don't necessarily need it, but I'm going to encourage you to get it, so that you can understand what's happening more each month. But also, we can begin by going into 5 steps of that astrological birth chart that you've already purchased. And we're going to start implementing more of the daily wellness practices that you can implement so that you can literally live that life, so you can step into the life of what your astrological birth chart actually represents. And I'm going to be honest, this takes time. It took time for me because you're going to have to start letting go and dealing with some of these old mindset, these old stories, and staying emotionally resilient and dealing with your physical body as you step into this new version of yourself, okay, that's aligned with your chart. So we begin with your wellness. We begin with the physical and the emotional body to help you stay strong. Okay, this is what I have done. So I'm going to encourage you to do the same. So this is where I'm going to encourage you to connect with me and to find out if this is a win-win where we are going to be able to work together. So what are you going to get over this 3-month program? Well, you're going to get the recommended personal wellness steps from me with those solutions that you can really begin to implement. And you're going to get your own daily wellness template designed by your own astrological birth chart. So every day you're going to be able to go in and check off, did I do this today? No. Okay, so maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Oh, I haven't done that for a couple of days. Yeah, no, maybe it's a good thing. So it's easier to check it off rather than trying to figure out what it is that you need. Your chart's going to already tell me what you need. And so it's easier just to go, oh, check it off, check it off. Now, I have a little book that I've created and written for myself that I follow. And you're going to get a PDF version of this. So you can literally print it off and check it off, check off the boxes or just check it, right? It's not about being perfect. It's just about staying within what's best for you, okay? Because there's so many options out there. And then you're going to get that one specific detail, which is the one action step based on that main element to always get you back on track. So even for me, I know what my one main element is. And sometimes when life throws a curveball, it's like, whoa, okay, I got to get back on track on that. And sometimes it takes time because maybe you've been thrown off so much where it's like, okay, how do I even begin to do that again? Right? And what small action steps can you take that maybe it's just a little version of that so that you can build up that strength again and that empowerment for yourself? And let me tell you, this is different for everybody. And that's why you've already got that in your soul to soul astrological wellness consultation, right? Get yourself back on track. And then also, you're going to get 6 bi-weekly coaching calls with me in total, right? So this is where we're going to review your astrological birth chart. We're going to go over your template. We're going to see where you need to make some adjustments, right? I'll be making some holistic solutions for you, some recommendations as well. And so that you can keep moving forward and you get the accountability of having those coaching calls. And then plus also you're going to get the ongoing VIP invitations to any of the future full moon experiences, because you only get the invite to this as a VIP client. Okay. That's it. You don't get it. You can bring your friends. You can come to the free versions on the new moon, but the full moon is a little bit different, you know? It's a different energy every single month. It's a safe space to really share what's coming up for you and to connect with other amazing participants and women that are in this community. Okay. Now, in the 3 months, you're also going to get a daily wellness kit that's designed by your chart. And I'm going to put that together for you. So I'm going to go around from my own secret stash over here. And based on your chart, you know, I'm going to throw it in a box, not throw it, I'm going to put it in a box. You're going to receive it as a gift. And it blows the mind of my clients. And they're like, how did you know? And the truth is, I don't know. I just read your chart. And I get the intuitive downloads. It's like, I think you're going to like this or enjoy that. And so women in the past have said to me, I don't know, man, you just like whatever. And it's just like, no, it's just my intuition guiding me, my spirit guides, right? That are wanting to support you. So there's always some little secret things in there as well. And then again, you're going to get your VIP ticket to the next 3-day immersion retreat. So, depending on what time of year it is, where I'll be guiding you through live, but you'll be online. Okay. So, you'll be able to join me as I go through some of the steps. And I'll be encouraging you to really take some time out for your own self care, where you can really tap into this and to step in living your life that's truly been designed for you by your astrological chart. Like I said, you know, it's one thing to read it, it's one thing to think about it, but to actually live it and do it, that's another whole different ball game altogether. So that is valued at $4,997, and you get a free ticket to that. Okay. It is an online event. So if this is something that resonates with you, where you really want to go deeper, because I know you don't want to become an astrologer, but to benefit from the wisdom of astrology and to work with a certified astrologer myself. I'm also a certified health coach. I've got many certifications in lots of things. And so this is where we're going to start putting it all together. And it doesn't mean you're going to stop doing whatever it is that you're doing, but sometimes it just might need some tweaking. And so your astrological birth chart just gives you this, you know, it's like the fine tuning a little bit, right? Because that information is already written in the stars. So if you'd like to go deeper, to either be a private client or to be part of a group experience for when it starts up again, and I will give you the dates on this call, you are welcome to connect with me for a free 30-minute astrological wellness breakthrough session with me. So you're going to be able to use the link that I give you to jump into my calendar, right? This is my Calendly link. So it's going to be included with this video and also in the follow-up email as well. And if the dates are not available for you right now, please email me back. I'll make some more flexibility in my schedule and we'll find the right time that works for both of us. And let's get on a call together and talk about and find out if this is going to be a win-win scenario to work together. Okay, I'm going to encourage you to just do that right now. Doesn't cost you anything. All right. So the last thing I'm going to encourage you to do is to take your sheet and to go outside and either light a fire or get yourself a lighter and even crinkle it up if you want. And I want you to burn your prayer after you've taken a photo of it. Or if you don't want to do that, you can just keep it, right? But by taking a picture of it, you're already going to have a version of it. And just consider whatever that you've written down, that the universe is listening, or God or spirit, whatever you want to call it. And they know it's done. It's written. your prayers have been answered, okay? Because remember, the energy of everybody else is going to allow that collective energy to create that miracle in your life, okay? And this is a picture of an outdoor fireplace that was a wood burning stove where I used to volunteer during COVID. And because we couldn't gather together inside, we used to sit outside. And so the woman that owned this place where I volunteered, she would let me sit outside with other women, and we would, at the end of the night, boom, throw our prayers into the wood stove and put the door on it and say, "It is done." Okay, so this is an actual picture of a live experience. And as always, I love to give you guys some extra woo-woo stuff, and having some basic recipes that you can use each and every single month. This is a powerful recipe I'm going to encourage you to use for the full moon, and to always have a bath and to really honor yourself and take some time to slow down a little bit and to allow yourself to connect with your intuition. So, this is one of my favorite ways to also help release and dissolve any toxins. Our skin is our biggest organ, right? So, we can detox the physical body. When we use high grade essential oils, it detoxes the mind. It helps to release an emotional level as well. And so using essential oils is very powerful as long as they're pure. And so this is the recipe that I use. And so I use 1 cup of natural Epsom salts, a half a cup of baking soda, 8 to 10 drops of an essential oil. But the ones I'm going to recommend always on the full moon are lemongrass. That is such a powerful essential oil. It really helps to release toxic energy and what we've been holding on to. And frankincense. Now, I use frankincense under the tongue each and every single day because I use a pure frankincense. So it's such a spiritual energy to it. It just helps to keep my mind and my spirit open all the time. But it also helps to feel grounded and feel loved and protected even during tough times, because it is a root. It's like a very grounding. It comes from the ground. It's a resonance. It's the earth part of the plant, right? So very grounding yet spiritual. So I'm going to encourage you to use it. Can't have a bath? Get these essential oils maybe on your body or use in a diffuser. Okay. Lemongrass is so cleansing. When I come out of the bath with lemongrass, it's like I've shifted somewhere onto some other planet. I feel like I'm in a movie or something where I'm somewhere else, right? So I just love lemongrass. I'm going to encourage you to use it if you've never tried it. And again, I'm just going to share with you, a lot of women are using essential oils. If you're already using a brand of your choice, hooray. I'm going to encourage you to keep doing so. But again, my personal brand is doTERRA. I've been using them since 2016 on a daily basis. I don't have to worry about the purity and the clarity of these high grade essential oils because of the quality. And you can now purchase them through my affiliate link, and they can just be shipped to your house. There's no demand to buy every single month. I would just rather, I get something I know that is powerful and cleansing and use it. And there's going to be no pressure for you to use them every single month. But as you go along and you might be interested in more, again, we can always keep following up, because I can even go deeper into your chart and make some other further recommendations on maybe 3 or 4 or maybe 5 that I think are going to be really beneficial to be using for you to be using on a regular basis, because I literally have about 5 that, like I say, frankincense I use every single day. And there's a couple more that I pretty much interchange every couple of days. And you just want the purity so that you're cleansing the mind, body, spirit, and you have them with you carrying in your wellness kit all the time. So again, if you'd like further information about how to discuss to support my teaching efforts of purchasing the essential oils through my affiliate link, without any monthly pressure to buy. We will discuss that in the breakthrough session, and I'd be happy to share that link with you. And again, I get a very small commission, but it goes towards my monthly purchases that I do each and every single month. So it helps me to get a wee bit of a discount as well. Okay. And they get shipped directly to your house. You're not buying from me. I'm not putting them in boxes. It comes directly from their warehouse. Okay, so as always, you know that I'm going to talk a little bit more than what's currently happening with the full moon. So again, just to recap, Mercury is now direct, so he's in this post-shadow period, okay? Which means he's not really out of that full retrograde cycle yet because he appeared to move backwards. So now he's going to revisit everywhere that he's touched while he's on Mercury retrograde, and he's slowly moving forward day by day. So things that you were thinking about and conversations you've been having over the Mercury retrograde, now is the time for healing and to have that new perspective and to see the silver lining, right? So for me, it was a lot about family stories, things from the past, watching family videos, thinking about old stories. And now it's like, oh, we're seeing a new perspective of it, new, more empowering perspective of it about the value of women and their time in the equality of the male energy, right? The yin and the yang. So it's about understanding things differently because that healing process was all happening with Mercury being retrograde in Cancer. So could be happening for you too. Okay. See what's been showing up in your life because it certainly showed up in mine and it's been actually fun. It hasn't been negative. Okay. So also the moon, because the sun's been over here, the moon's been over here. Let's use the two planets behind me, right? So they're opposing each other, but the moon is now conjunct Pluto in the astrological sky for this full moon energy. Because remember, the moon is constantly moving. She moves into a new sign every 2.5 days. So she's literally going to cross Pluto, and Pluto has been, he's moving, but he moves really slow. And Pluto is the planet that represents empowerment. It's where you're going to get the wings to fly, right? We're all going through some internal personal empowerment about our value, women's values, equality, right? Because they're in the sign of Aquarius, women's equality, right? And so a lot of women are shifting and they're being put in positions of empowerment and spiritual leadership right now. It's already happening. It's most likely happening to you if you're watching this video. And with the lunar nodes now shifting into Aquarius and Leo, which is a fire element, which is when things can really take off. This is an 18-month journey. So the nodes of the moon aren't actually planets. They're the shadow points of the moon, which is just a collective experience. And so they shift into different astrological signs in the sky every 18 months. And it just shifted over the last couple of days. Okay. So this is why this full moon energy, it's a doozy. It's a doozy. So I want you to be able to stay strong, feeling empowered as these things are shifting in your own personal life or in your business. Okay, so a mantra for all of us to use is I am releasing an old version of myself this month as I move through the 5 golden gates of expression. And the reason why I chose that is because of what the lion represents in the astrological sign of Leo. It's about taking center stage of your life, finding the courage to express yourself, But it's not just about you, it's about being part of the collective. But it's about having the courage to be yourself, because as you are aligning into being yourself and not being afraid to like show who you are to others, you can just be free to be yourself, and boom, 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 people are just going to start lining up, and they're going to want to hang out with you. They're going to want to work with you. And the people and the places are naturally going to show up because you're dissolving what no longer exists for you. And so this is the 5 stages we're going to go through this month, that is now starting here in the end of July, with the node shifting, with where the planets are in positions, with the sun moving into Leo. And it's literally these 5 gates that we're going to move through. So by the end of August, things might just look a little bit more different. Okay. So it's just as we're going to go through it slowly. I'm going to encourage you, whether you're following me here or follow me online, even on my Facebook page, Women's Wellness Astrologer, every day, not every day, every couple of days, I put a post on there. And definitely every Wednesday, I'm posting a wellness secret for all of you. So I'm going to encourage you to follow me there as well. And pretty soon, I'm going to be on a new actual site. Okay, so let's keep moving. Again, personally, how might this show up for you? Well, you may begin questioning, or maybe you've been questioning this for the last few months, where you've been giving away your power simply to feel accepted or avoid disappointing others. And this might be a time where you have to release friendships or relationships that no longer support you, or how you're showing up in these friendships or relationships or with groups of people. You might feel a stronger desire to belong to communities that genuinely understand and inspire you, right? Or you could experience these emotional breakthroughs, especially on a full moon, around who you are, around your identity and your confidence and your self-worth, because this is what the lion represents, right? And recognize the gifts and the talents you've kept hidden because of fear or criticism, or feeling called to live more authentically, even if it means stepping away from familiar patterns. It's do what you want to do. It's the let them theory. Let everybody else do what they want to do. Live your life how you want to live. You're only here once. Go out, go live it, go do it. You're, as long as you're not harming anybody or like doing anything illegal, go for it. Be yourself. You want to wear funky, junky jewelry, you don't want to wear makeup, you do want to do whatever, go do it. You want to eat the food you want to eat, go do it. You want to meditate, want to show up, learn astrology, whatever it is that you want to do, go do it. You want to use oracle cards for spiritual messages, you go right to it. Okay. And maybe even for many of us, we might just suddenly realize that we've been living according to someone else's expectations rather than their own inner truth or our own inner truth, right? And while that realization can feel uncomfortable, it often becomes the catalyst for profound freedom. And really, it just means to just be yourself, be yourself. Don't worry about what other people think. Just be yourself. If you need to tell people to back off, which is what I'm doing, just back off. Just let me live my life. I can be around you and you can do what you want to do, but in my own personal life, this is who I am. And in business, this could show up as perhaps you're being asked to whether your work truly reflects who have you become. So you might notice a desire to pivot your business towards work that feels more meaningful, like more from their heart, more aligned, right? It's not just about you so much, not just about the money. It's just about what empowers you, what makes you feel good about something. New collaborations or community opportunities that appear unexpectedly as you shift, right? Boom, new things might just happen. It might show up as greater visibility as you become more confident sharing your authentic voice. I got the intuitive download to create an audio recording for this next month as a meditation. So I've already recorded it. So next step is to share it, right? Letting go of outdated business models or offers or marketing strategies that no longer feel aligned. I've been doing that. Over the summer, I got the intuitive download to make these VIP recordings as just recordings because I need time off as a teacher. I need to cleanse. I need to recharge, right? I'm a teacher. So naturally, I need to recharge over the summer and to show back up for my clients in September, right? I need that time off, right? So the universe provided that for me, right? And I had to trust it and follow it. No harm to anybody, right? It's what I needed. And powerful insights into how your unique gifts can serve people in a much bigger way. And Aquarius, remember, supports innovation, technology, education, humanitarian work, and building communities. And if you've been hesitating to launch something new or to teach your expertise or to gather like-minded people together, this full moon might provide the clarity and the courage to begin, right? Let go of an old way of you were doing something. What is the intuitive download you've been getting? It may be that you just have to do it in a different way or on a different platform. That's all. But just, over the next couple of days, what are you hearing? What old way do you have to let go of? And the lesson of this full moon is not about how do I fit in or how can you fit in. It's encouraging a different question, like, how can I become more fully myself while making a meaningful contribution to the lives of others? And sometimes the greatest transformation begins the moment you stop trying to be accepted and start giving yourself permission to be authentic. All right? This is what this has been about. And it's a buck moon. So I always stop at this point to see if anybody has any questions. However, we don't usually get a lot of questions in this live experience or even in the recordings as I'm going to share. So I'm going to keep going here because usually I just get a lot of women nodding saying, this is what I've been experiencing. So I'm going to encourage you to stay connected and watch your inbox for our next new moon intention gathering. That's going to happen in about 2 weeks' time. So that's when the sun and the moon come together, more introspective energy. And that's as part of this community and everybody who's on the email list and on the newsletter list, you can invite your friends. Bring your friends if you want to refer them here to this community. Maybe someone you know is in a tough time and they can come and start learning a bit about how astrology can support them. And again, allow them to connect with what's happening in the astrological sky and use some of this. And oh, my photo is on here. So something good has happened. So again, this is the buck moon, right? And this is where the buck, starts to grow the antlers that are soft, right? So there's a newness happening, and the antlers represent that wisdom, right? Aquarius is about wisdom. It's the teacher, right? So it's collective wisdom. It's like we have something to share. And so for the buck moon, that's really what it represents. So again, I'm going to encourage you. This is what the mullein plant looks like. So it grows in Southern Ontario. I don't know if it grows where you are, but there's literally all kinds of this growing in the backyard here. We got some new plants coming up. So I'll be posting some photos online on my social media. And again, this is a powerful cleansing herb. Mullein really helps to cleanse. It works with the lungs. It helps to release the sinuses. So I've been doing a lot of cleansing work, regularly using mullein. I've been using a lot of mullein in the tincture. So pay attention to what's coming up for you. Dandelions, like I said, have also been in their second bloom season here. So it's just a message to keep cleansing, right? spend time outdoors under the moonlight to really embrace that moon's energy. Even write down things you're grateful for, just make some time for yourself. Reflect on what's grown, like I said, and matured in your life over the past 6 months. That's why it's great to go back and look at your sheet from the past 6 months and see what's actually occurred, and set that intention to fully receive the abundance that is available to you. Okay. And I've included a quote here by Carl Jung. The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. And your astrological chart can really help you step into that if you're just like, having issues of, who am I and what am I here to do? Astrology will just blow your mind right open, because we're looking at your soul story, your soul's journey, right? Not someone telling you what to do. It's like you were born on this day. The stars were aligned in the sky for you to blossom, to have the potential to be this version of yourself. Okay. And that's how working with me for the next 3 months can support you on that journey as we go deeper. And so, with the buck moon, may it remind you that growth isn't about becoming someone new. It's about becoming more fully who you were always meant to be. Okay? You were born as a spiritual being, and let the stars guide you. So again, I want to say thank you for participating. And I'll put my photo over here as we close off. Again, I love sharing my own photos. And so I felt that this was a beautiful energy to really embrace those 5 steps of the Golden Gates as we go through and we move higher. Our vibration rises over this next month, and we embrace the 5 stages of these Golden Gates that are going to be opening, because there's a lot of astrological energy supporting all of us. And so we can just keep moving forward and raising our vibe. So again, this is a beautiful photo I took on a lake in Northern Ontario under the full moon energy, but it really captures that essence. So I encourage you to embrace that energy under the full moon as if you were sitting and looking out in it. And again, I want to say thank you for being here and participating. And again, empower yourself under this full moon energy that is happening in the astrological sign of the moon in Aquarius and the sun now in Leo. Thank you so much. And I look forward to connecting with you again. Cheers for now. Bye-bye.